from that is as it relates to your mind, your pockets, and your money is perspective. And I promised that we would get on this the next time thank you. Thank you. Somebody just said I sound great. Thank you. Because it sounds like I can hear it. Perspective. Perspective as it relates to why you're not acquiring, why you're not manifesting, why your pockets are light, why you go up financially, fall back down, why you never go up, perspective. And somebody mentioned it yesterday as we were talking about, how you maneuver and move through life determines a lot of things, of course, right? But something that really made me want to talk about this yesterday is perspective. Talk about perspective is something that happened after I got off live. After, I finished talking yesterday. So I was in the kitchen making something to eat, as I should be doing right now, because I work out really hard in the mornings and then I end up doing all this stuff and then I forget to eat, and I'm working on that. I had a client once tell me, girl, how do you forget to eat? It's been going on for years. It's a gift and a curse. I eventually do eat because I do believe in taking care of myself, but I will forget and be like, dang, I feel some hungry. What? And I rarely ever feel hungry. My hunger cues don't work properly. I'll just say it like that. I don't think they work like regular people's, which can be good for my waistline. But anyway, so I went in the kitchen to make something to eat, and I heard my trash can, right? And it's somebody, so if you've been with me for a while, a few months ago, maybe like October-ish, somebody stole my trash can. I did a whole series on this. It's good too, about how nobody is coming to save you, because I had to go get what was mine. I went and got my trash can. So I heard the trash can moving, and I was inside, and I heard the trash can moving, and I was like, I know you lied. Somebody's outside moving my trash can again. I thought they were moving it, or because they like to park, like they're building a house a few houses down, and they like to park all in front of stuff. It can be so disrespectful sometimes. But I was like, I know you lying. Somebody is moving my trash can. They're trying it. So I'm going to the door ready, because I know you lying. And it was the trash people picking up the trash and putting my trash can back. Now I want you to realize, so in my mind, somebody was coming for me again. They were sending for me, because I went, like I told you, I went and got my trash can the last time they stole it a few months ago. First and last time they stole it. And in my mind, because I'm caring, but but I'm gonna break it down so it can forever be broke. In my mind, my perspective was, somebody is coming for me. They stealing my trash can. You got me all the way fucked up, because you ain't gone and you ain't gone, and I know I wish all of that, right? And I get to the door ready for what my mind has told me is happening. My perspective, my idea, the way I see the world, the way I'm showing up in the world. Because remember, I was ready. I get to the door and see that it is the trash truck picking up my trash can, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Now, this is just a trash can. Now, we laughing this off, but how many times do we have an idea about money that shows up, and up until the point that I saw that it was not someone stealing or moving my trash can, it was supposed to be happening. It's the day they pick up trash. They were picking up my trash and putting my trash can back. You couldn't have told me that it wasn't what I thought it was. I know you lying. They coming for me again. I know you lying. You couldn't have paid me to believe that. But then when I got there, I realized it was nothing like what I thought it was. How many times do we then believe things about our money, about our lives, about our relationships that are not true, good or bad? Sometimes I saw a girl on TikTok that said you need to be delusional. Some delusion, I don't know. I can't go with that. I want to say some delusion. Some beliefs could be good for you. But a lot of times, it is not the good beliefs that retrain and restructure our mind that we hold on to. It's the toxic ones, or the ones that keep us broke, in lack, in pain, settling, sad, fat. And my friend don't like that word. Overweight, not like, it is those beliefs. It is those beliefs. You know, I read a book years ago called Women, Food, and God. I'm going there for a second. Because I have some friends who struggle with their weight, and I struggle with eating cookies. I ain't just coming for you. I read a book that said women who meditate weigh less. And they broke it down. I'm not breaking it down because we're talking about perspective. But they said women who quiet their minds and meditate weigh less. The mind. They didn't say women who eat less weigh less. They said women who meditate and are present and there and allow themselves to be present in every moment weigh less. Mind. So how many times do we have beliefs about our money that are not true? Like, oh, and I told you a few of mine. I've been transparent. Oh, one of them that used to be ongoing. It's always hard. I'm always, it's one thing after another. It's one struggle after another. I remember living in my studio with my daughter, believing that. It's always something. I ain't never gonna get ahead. And that was my belief. And guess what ended up happening in my life? I always was struggling. Always was struggling. And you either get tired of it, or you pour enough of the delusional positive beliefs into you to where now you don't believe that anymore. Because when I say you have a birthright to be abundant, like you were born to be opulent and abundant and have everything you ever dreamed of. That's the goal. You can have it. That sounds more crazy to many people than I'm gonna always be broke. Because we've held on to that perspective. And until you get the money in hand, a lot of times, you don't believe it. Just like until I saw the people putting my trash can back, I didn't believe it. And sometimes we walk through this and walk through life with these erroneous beliefs, these make-believe beliefs that are not even our beliefs about our money, that shift our perspective or shifted our perspective. And that's what we hold on to. And it's not just the money. And that's why I always tell people you have to start shifting and changing every area of your life. You literally have to shift and change every area of your life. Because if you are okay settling in one area, it always seems to trickle over to another area. But when you build confidence, and that's why you pick, I don't say just redo your whole life all at once. But when you gain confidence in one area, a lot of times that confidence helps to boost another area. For me, I gained confidence in financial security before I gained it in a lot of other areas of my life. One, because of that thing I always come back to, that Maslow hierarchy of needs. I needed financial security in order to break a lot of the bonds and shackles and restrictions in my mind. And so, you know, what ends up happening is we'll have a belief, you know, and I'm gonna go back here. One of the main reasons it is very dangerous. One of the main reasons it is very dangerous to settle in romantic relationships is because it trains your mind to settle in many other areas of your life. I'm gonna put that there because a lot of times that hit home a lot. When you are partnered with the wrong person, let's say you're partnered with a person that emotionally abuses you and beats you down, right? And convinces you you're not good enough, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna be without me, you know, you sound familiar, and you ain't gonna do this, and it could be a emotionally abusive parent. It can be an emotionally abusive husband, boyfriend, wife, you know, it could be whomever. And you stay in that long enough, sometimes you can't control it, even if you grew up in that. But when you can control it and you stay and you have a hard time choosing you, what happens is you start to feel like you ain't in every area of your life. And that's why it's very dangerous. That's why it's probably the most utilized weapon. But it's very dangerous, because when you allow your confidence, your self-worth, your self-love to be kicked around, that trickles into every area of your life. How does that relate to money? Because I know somebody says, well, what the hell does this got to do with anything? How does it relate to money? If I don't believe I'm good enough, why would I believe I'm good enough to have $1 million? If I don't believe I'm good enough, why would I feel like I'm good enough to have the dream house? If I don't feel like I'm good enough, why would I go into my boss's office and negotiate for the salary that I'm really worth, because I do everything around here? No, I don't want cause no waves. I don't want to start no shit. I be cursing. I know that. I'm trying to hold it in. But it's very dangerous. And something else, the reverse, the opposite of that, it is also very dangerous for those around you, for you to start practicing self-love and know. Because then, if I see myself as deserving of love, it shifts my perspective of things. Maybe I can have more money. Maybe I can manage something else people don't realize is related. If you don't feel worthy and deserving, people like that also blow a lot of money. I'm coming for somebody. I'm coming for you. They blow and waste a lot of money. People who don't like themselves usually are very wasteful when it comes to money. There's very little discipline. We talked about that the last time. There's very little money management. I dated a guy who would blow money on me too. It was trickling. It was raining down on me. However, you can't marry into that. That's a whole nother conversation, because he you fucking your shit up too. But they don't feel deserving of a lot of money in the future. They don't feel deserving of a good life. They don't really look towards the future. It is very dangerous when you're not moving into certain areas of your life. Now, can you get money and not like yourself? Yes. Because there's a possibility that after you get to a certain point, you might be like, oh, I need to change some things, and you can afford it. Like what I told you, a lot of things about my mental perspective and ability to see my life as wonderful didn't start really shifting until my money started shifting. But I didn't say I got wealthy then. I didn't say I was super comfortable then. There was still a level of struggle, tightness, and stuff like that. And it was these ebbs and flows. But when I started making more money, I could look at other things differently. So I get that part too. However, I feel when your perspective is off about what's happening around you, like something else, my daughter, we were riding somewhere, and she assumed that to be in that particular, we might have been in Hollywood. I forgot what we were riding. We traveled. And she didn't even assume, she blurted out, I bet you this type of person lives here. And I was like, perspective. Because if she believes only this particular type of person lives there, can she ever have it? Because she wasn't that person. She not like that. She black. Little black girl. Cute little black girl, but a little black girl. And I said, did you hear yourself? Why would you think that that's the only type of person that can have that? You ain't get it from me. But it's media, television, and all this stuff. I say you have to get out of that. You have to get out of that. Because if your perspective is, I can't have this, only a certain person has this, everybody in my family struggles, so that's what it is, I'm never going to get ahead, I'm never going to do this, I'm never going to do that, then that's exactly what you'll have. And you'll be inside, never going to the door to see that it's something completely different. You'll be inside assuming somebody stole your trash can. Again, they coming for me again, ducking down. And there's no harm. Because your mind is so used to this. Which I know some of us come from all of this stuff. And so being very understanding that your perspective and understanding that your perspective will impact every area of your life, then understanding what I'm putting in, who I'm hanging around, what I believe will impact every area. So they go hand in hand. What I believe is determined by what I believe, which is determined by what I put in, who I'm hanging around, how I grew up, what I accepted as my truth, which impacts my money, which impacts my relationships, which impacts my weight, which then impacts what I believe, which impacts who I like. They go like this. And so at some point you need to stop in the middle and then say, okay, I'm gonna choose this area to, instead of pouring this into me, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna join a membership group with positive reinforcements, new philosophies, new beliefs, so that I can start to shift my mind. And then what happens is, okay, at first it was like, this is so new, but then I start getting it. A light bulb comes on, which impacts who I hang around. Because when I'm trying to talk to them, they don't get it. But then I start meeting people who do get it, which then impacts my money, because these new people start introducing me to new opportunities. And I'm prepared because down here I shifted my mind. I'm scared because this is new. But I'm prepared because I started shifting my mind before I met the people who introduced me to the new opportunities, who then increased my money, who introduced me to more people. Like, just like the negative stuff goes like this, the positive stuff goes like this. And in order for you to be ready for it, your perspective has to change. For your perspective to change, you need to start to shift what you're taking in, what you're consuming, what you're eating. And I cannot push that enough. It's designed that way. I'm not about to get into no conspiracies because I don't want, but it's designed, like, if you eat, like, a lot of foods make you feel sluggish, make you feel tired. You ain't about to do no extra work with that. You ain't about to go to the gym. But then if you go to the gym, let's do the gym. Let's healthy eating. A lot of y'all will be like, I don't want to talk about that. That's something you can talk about later. But if you notice, people who getting real money, I ain't talking about Joe up the street, but real money focus on health. Not just because they don't want to die, but you start realizing what you're putting in your body starts impacting your ability to show up in meetings, your ability to negotiate, your ability to be awake to see new opportunities. Like, so all of these things go hand in hand, but they all start with your beliefs and your perspectives about what you can and cannot have, what's going on around you, which is determined by what you're bringing in to your body. And so, understand that it's super important to be very aware of what you believe and your perspective. Like, extremely important of what you believe and your perspective. And you need to get really busy shifting what you believe and your perspective by joining groups that reinforce positive beliefs, new philosophy, stuff you've never heard of that is out there. I'm not really big on networking. I'm not even gonna go on, that's just my personality. But being around people who can positively reinforce and shift your mind about things, and people who don't aid and abet you when you dead wrong, so these erroneous beliefs can stay there. So